Hi and welcome to another video by IU Arty Kids. In this video we're going to be using these pencil crayons and we're going to be looking at graffiti street art lettering. So we're going to be looking at this type of alphabet here or this type of alphabet here. We've already done a video on working with black and white lettering, this type of thing. So we're going to look at how we use pencil crayons to do some blending techniques to mirror maybe what they do with the aerosols out on the street. So I'm going to use pencil crayons, I'm going to use a pencil just to draft in, and away we go. So what we'll do, just zoom in a little video of it. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to pick the first letter in my name, which is A for Andrew. So let's just draft this in. Like I said on my other video, you can almost just make these up. These almost like saber shapes. And just add these sort of little serifs and these back slides like that, and then you can vary the insides like that. Okay, so we're just going to put a basic A. The first one we're going to do is maybe just a light to dark with one colour. So I'm just going to pick orange. And if you've got a pencil sharpener, great. I haven't got one to hand, so I'm going to use my craft knife. And I've also got a video on using this to sharpen safely. I prefer this to a pencil sharpener. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do dark to light vignette. So depending on the quality of your pencil crayons, if you buy really cheap pencil crayons, I've just got a load of cheap stuff here. If you press really hard too early, you get a waxy film down on your paper, and then blending is really difficult. So what I would start to do is, let's just get an overall colour. So I'm holding the pencil crayon quite far back, so one, I can see what I'm doing, but it also forces me to not have as much pressure down on the tip. I'm not taking the pencil crayon off the paper as much, because this obviously will wear down pencil crayon like this and smooth it out a little bit. So it would also force the pencil crayon to work on the side rather than on the tip, so it'd be less scratchy. So I'm just putting a light overall block of orange, which isn't very smooth at the moment. Because what we're going to go for is, just like with your pencil, where you can get a gradiated wedge of pressy hard. This is a really hard pencil, this is a H. Remember, the H or the B denotes how soft or hard the graphite is. So what we're doing is we're getting a tonal wedge gradiated. Same again, hold your pencil a bit further back. And this is about varying pressure and trying to get a smooth technique. Now, the higher the B, you'll obviously get a darker wedge, and you will keep going down and you'll go back up. Okay, similar sort of thing with this. We're going to go down and up, and we're trying to get a dark vignette on here. So now I've got an overall tone. I'm going to start pressing a little bit harder, not super hard though. I don't want it super shiny, because I am going to have to vary that pressure, because what I don't want, I'll show you in a second, is I don't want any striping. In this orange. Now you see at the moment there is a distinct line where the darker tone of the orange goes into the lighter orange. So what we need to try and do is blend that in, and we will blend it in by varying pressure. So what we will do is we're going to go for this sort of effect, And it's hard to see, but what I'm doing, if you imagine the grip on my knuckles, tight grip, strong pressure, relaxed. So what we're doing is relaxing to get a nice soft vignette. Okay. And I'm working down like that, and I'm working back up. And I'm just working on this edge, varying the pressure until it just softens out a little bit. Now, the better quality pencil crayons you have, the better this will be in terms of the pigments in the mix of the pencil crayon. Okay, so it's getting a little bit better now. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to really press quite hard on the top. See, you can see we've got a bit of a stripe here. So I'm just going to try and blend that in until that disappears. Okay, and we're just going to go back and address this now. Just going to try and go back over this again. Spend a little bit more time, but lightly though, because if you go too dark, you are going to get that darker section. So I'm going to go a little bit darker here. Now, like with pencils, what we could do to just help our techniques along is use a blending stub or a blending stick as well. And that will also help. Find one. There we go. So these things are compressed rice paper, and you get them in different sizes. Really fine through to really thick. And these will help just, you can see it just picks up that colour. Use these primarily with pencil, but you still can get a bit of a blend, a bit of a smoothening with them on pencil crayon as well. Not as much. Go back in now. So anything like this, worth spending your time on. So what we've been going for now, about 8 minutes, just on one letter. But if you want a really nice blend, it takes time to do. Now if I was doing a multiple colour video, I could put a yellow in here and blend that into the orange, and then I could put a red on here as well. So probably, because I've pressed quite hard on there, I probably wouldn't get a red to sit into that. But I could still add a yellow into the bottom, but I'm sticking with this video just as a single colour. Okay, so that's not too bad. I could keep working at that. Yeah, the quality of the pencil crayons is not fantastic. And obviously you will get some texture from whatever paper you're using. I'm just using a 75-80 gram bond to a copier paper, so you will get pitting on the texture, but that's not too bad. And then what we'll do is we'll finish off, because it's street art, what we'll do is we'll use a marker. And we'll give it a really nice sharp black outline. I'll just block it in nicely. And then what we'll do to add to that is we will do a bit of a shadow. So nice thick shadow just inside. I'm just going to do a bit of a drop shadow on that top edge. Like so. And I might just take it on the bottom there. So we've got quite a nice drop shadow, and somewhere we have could try a little, here we go, that's what I was looking for, a Tipex pen, a correction pen. Now, I've just bought this, so I've never used it. Let's see, need a shake. See what this does. Oh, okay, and then what we'll do is I think we'll add, ooh, that's quite nice, a bit of a highlight line. On there. And we might even, I don't know if that will, I don't think it shows that, oh, that's bleeding a little bit on the paper. Just to clean up that edge maybe. Ooh. I've never used one of these before. I'm just thinking it might go all the way around. Whoa. And then just go in that. I don't think you can even see it, but I can see it a little bit on the white paper, which looks quite cool. I think you just have to keep your distance from the edge, I think, otherwise that will bleed into it. Could put something in there. There we go. Let's call it a day on that one. So that is our pencil crayon vignetted single colour, so orange through to lighter orange, using a graduated approach up and down, pencil outline, then felt tip marker outline, and then some highlights and pop highlights with a micro correction pen. So if you like that, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.